Hey guys, how are you? This is Mr. Argueta coming to you week number 2. First and foremost, thank you for all of you who have put up your post on time. You've done it early. You gotten to the project right away in regards to getting your work, your assignments completed. So just wanted to give you an update video as soon as possible. I try to get them out on Monday. That's not always the case. Sometimes I get really busy. I do, as I've mentioned, I think in my introduction videos, I do get contracts outside of what I do here for corporate training. So a lot of times I get caught up in corporate training. This week, or actually for the next year, I'll be training the Shaw, some of the Shaw supervisors and different HR people that are doing a Spanish immersion type of class. So we'll be doing that for a whole year. So that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I forget what plan I'm in. I don't know, 25 or 42 or something like that. But either way, uh, um, so that being said, this Wednesday, I'll be doing a customer service training for a group, and that would be taking up some time. So I wanted to make sure I get this video to you as soon as possible. Plus, we just started spring registration. So if you have not yet set up an appointment to register for your spring class, please do so because we are in the midst of that. We're just started today. Getting the spring registration going. So that being said, let's talk about our class. So we completed week number 1. You did your introductions. I gave you an introduction video, and now we're basically headed into the full gamut of what we do on a weekly basis. So this week, we basically tackle a couple of interesting subjects. Where are we here? We are focusing on organizational macro environment as well as description of ethical perspectives. So this week, our discussion is really going to focus on how you make a decision. So part of what we do in this class is not just about giving you information on how to manage people, but also self-discovery and finding out how you make decisions. So this week we tackle ethical perspectives. So this is not about being right or wrong. This is about the process that you take in coming to a conclusion. So you're going to find that in this discussion, what I want you to do is to explore that sort of process that happens mentally, almost automatically, that dictates how you make your decision. So let me put you in a scenario that makes you think a little. So, for example, you are the conductor of a train and it's going at a high rate of speed and you're going straight on. And if you turn to the right or to the left, you're going to have to make a turn. There is no stopping this train. You have no other option. There is no other way to change the scenario. This is the only options you have. If you turn to the right, you killed 10 adults. If you turn to the left, you killed a child. You are the conductor of the train. Would you turn to the right and kill the 10 adults with no other information given other than there's 10 adults and then there's one child on the left? How would you make that decision? What would be the instant process that you take? Some of you are going to say, well, I'll kill the child and give me an explanation for that. And some of you, and I'm purposely not giving you explanations because I want you to go through this mental process. But there are several ethical perspectives that you're going to study in this chapter. And one of them is egoism. You make the decision and behavior which maximizes the consequences for you. And sometimes we do that, hey, what benefits me? And sometimes we make decisions based upon that. But then there's some of us that make a decision based upon what's called utilitarian. It's an ethical system stating that the greatest good for the greatest number should be the overriding reason why we make a decision. How many people will be affected by this? Let's make sure that as many people get benefited by this decision. Sometimes we make decisions based upon that. But some of us will use what's called the deontological perspective, which focuses on like a higher power, like someone above. The man upstairs dictates what's right and what's wrong, and I make all my decisions based on that. Now, that can't always be the case. We can't always live according to those ethical perspectives. None of us will ever subscribe to one ethical perspective. There's reasons why we take other decisions. And this is the whole purpose of this discussion, is to find out why you make your decisions, right? I'll give you an example. Many of you say, well, I believe in God, and I believe that God dictates what that is, what it is, what's right, what's wrong, which is perfectly fine. I respect that. But you can't always do that, and you do not always do that. For example, is it ever okay to lie? The deontological perspective people will say no, it's never okay to lie. Yet, that same person could then be lying to their children and saying that Santa Claus is real. Oh, Santa Claus is real. Yes, he's real. To create a fantasy. And I'm not telling you you're wrong. This is not about being wrong or right. This is about understanding how you make a decision. I'll go even further. In the Bible, there's a story about Rahab who lied to hide the spies and then was blessed. So we have to question, in that scenario, was lying okay? She was blessed by God for lying to spare the lives of the spies. So we got to dig in deeper. I want you to dig in deeper. So I don't want to go any further in giving you guys a discussion in regards to this. I would like for you to explore it. The whole purpose is to intrigue you in understanding the process in which you make decisions and what your ethical perspective is. So I'm looking forward to it, guys. I don't want to make these videos too long, but next week's the week number 3. We'll have a discussion again in week number 3, and then week number 4 is our midterm. That's how fast this class goes. So next week is week number 3. The week after that is your midterm. So please keep in mind that the quizzes that you take on a weekly basis, those are the questions that come up again in your midterm and your final. So keep that in the back of your mind. Those same questions, some of them will come up again. So normally people will ask me, is there a study guide? Yeah, I'm giving it to you weekly, every week. Those 10 questions you get in your quizzes, those are your midterm questions. Some of those will be in your midterm questions. So, all right, guys, I think that should be it. Last thing I want to give you is a tip of coffee of the day. Let me show you this. This comes from my Nespresso machine. It's called Screw Rose, and it looks like, let's see, I'm trying to find the right, there it goes. It looks like that, right? It's just like a little dome, but it's made from Nespresso. Let's see if I can get you a good shot of this. Camera lighting, there it goes. Camera lighting is bad, right? So it's an espresso, double espresso shot. It's awesome. So I got this little machine here. It's called a frother, and it just whips up it looks like a French press, but it's not. As you can see inside, there has like a little round thing. It froths the milk or creamer, whatever you use. Put it in there with a double shot. I use what's called the monk sugar. I don't like using regular sugar. I don't have any issues with regular sugar. I just try to be a little healthier, so I don't use any regular cane sugar. I use monk sugar. Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Thinking of coffee, I guess. Anyhow, guys, that's about it. It's getting cold. It's getting cold. I apologize. I got the hiccups all of a sudden. It's getting cold outside, so stay warm, guys. I hope you're having a great week and enjoy the rest of the week. Take care. We'll talk to you all soon.